All right, ready to dive in. We're exploring New Canadians Who Innovate today. This fantastic book by Roseann O'Reilly Runte.
Oh, I've heard good things.
It's packed with stories about Canadians making waves, like seriously impressive stuff.
I'm intrigued. What kind of stuff?
We're talking breakthroughs, we're talking those aha moments, and how it all connects back to, well,
Sounds like a fascinating deep dive.
it really is, and it just goes to show you, innovation, it's not just one thing, it's everywhere.
That's for sure.
So let's jump right into part one, business as unusual, starting with Christina Gold.
Okay, I know the name, but refresh my memory.
She's like the embodiment of empathy and leadership. Her story is pretty incredible.
What's so special about her?
Well, picture this. She arrives in Canada as a kid, doesn't speak a lick of English or French.
Wow, talk about a hurdle.
Right. And she goes from that to leading Avon in North America.
That's a huge leap. Avon's a big deal.
Exactly. And they were struggling, but she turned things around.
How'd she do that?
It wasn't just about focusing on people, it was how she did it.
What do you mean?
She created this whole environment, supportive programs for employees, open communication. She got it.
Smart. Happy employees are productive employees. Makes sense.
And it worked. Avon bounced back, all because she understood people, their needs.
That's powerful. Putting people first.
And now she's all about global citizenship, connectivity, the future,
Interesting. So it's not just business, it's a bigger picture for her.
Exactly. Okay, ready for a different kind of business story.
Always for something different, hit me.
This is Blake Goldring, and his story, it's deeply personal. He was really affected by how war impacts soldiers, their families, the whole bit.
Heavy stuff. What did he do?
He didn't just sit there, he took action, founded Canada Company.
Canada Company. Rings a bell. What do they do again?
They support the Canadian Armed Forces, but here's the thing. It started as his own mission, then boom, nationwide movement.
Wow, that's impressive.
He was a connector, brought businesses, volunteers, the military, everyone together.
So it's like he created this whole support system from scratch.
Exactly. He called himself a one-man band that became an orchestra.
That's a fantastic analogy, and it just goes to show leadership can spark a movement.
Absolutely. And it reminds us, innovation, it's not always some fancy gadget. Sometimes it's about connecting, taking action when it matters most.
I like that, action over invention sometimes.
Ready for a twist on the tech world? We've got some fascinating stories coming up.
Let's hear it. I'm ready for more.
This is Tom Chow, the mind behind OpenText, a real Canadian tech giant.
OpenText, I've heard of them, but what's so special about Chow?
He's not just about building companies, he wants the internet open, accessible for everyone.
Now that's a vision I can get behind. The internet should be for everyone.
Right. And he gets that innovation needs a mix of people, ideas, breaking down those walls between different fields.
So it's about collaboration, not competition.
Exactly. But here's the kicker, he's also looking ahead, tackling AI and robotics, the ethical side of it all.
Now that's a crucial conversation. AI is everywhere these days.
It is, and Xiao's saying, hey, business leaders, pay attention to the ethics, the potential pitfalls.
He's right. It's not just about what we can do, but what we should do with technology.
Absolutely, responsibility matters. Now let's talk about Dave Smartin. He's tackling a big issue right here in Canada, bridging the gap between research and the real world.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Canada's got the research power, but turning those ideas into actual products, that's been a challenge.
I see. So it's like having all the ingredients, but not knowing how to bake the cake.
Exactly. But Smartin, he's like the master baker, building connections, researchers, businesses, the whole 9 yards.
So he's speeding up the process, getting those innovations out there.
And it's working. Think about those cutthroat wine regions. They're actually starting to cooperate, share knowledge, thanks to him.
Wow, that's impressive, turning rivals into collaborators.
It just shows you, collaboration, it can lead to amazing things. Now for our last innovator in this section, let's talk about Kayla Isabel, leading Startup Canada at only 28 years old.
Wow, 28. That's impressive. She must be something else.
She is. She connects entrepreneurs with the resources they need. We're talking over 100,000 people every year.
That's incredible, but what makes her approach so unique?
She focuses on women and Indigenous entrepreneurs, leveling the playing field,
That's so important, giving everyone a fair shot.
It's about empowering people to chase their dreams, and her work is making a real difference in the Canadian startup world.
It's amazing to see such young leaders already making their mark.
Absolutely. These innovators are really shaking things up in the business world, and believe me, we've got even more inspiring stories coming up in part 2, so stay tuned.
All right, you ready to explore the world of medical minds and breakthroughs? We're about to meet some real pioneers in medical research.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm particularly excited about our first subject, a Nobel laureate, no less Dr. Michael Houghton.
Now, there's a name that carries some serious weight in the medical world.
His story is incredible. Talk about the embodiment of scientific dedication. From humble beginnings in London, he goes on to achieve the highest honor in science.
It's like something out of a movie. What was his breakthrough moment?
Identifying the hepatitis C genome. Think about it. Millions of lives saved thanks to his research.
That's massive. Hepatitis C, it's a global health issue.
Exactly, and his work led to those life-saving blood tests, effective treatments. It's incredible.
It's a testament to the power of perseverance. Did his research have a lot of challenges?
They tested dozens, and I mean dozens, of cloning techniques before finding the one that worked.
Wow, talk about dedication.
It wasn't just a eureka moment, it was years of dedicated research, overcoming countless obstacles, and the impact. Immeasurable.
It really highlights why we need to invest in research, even when the path seems uncertain.
Absolutely, those breakthroughs can have global implications. Speaking of global health, let's talk about Dr. Anna Blackney.
Another familiar name. She was in the news a lot recently, right?
Absolutely. Her work on RNA vaccines, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, it's groundbreaking.
RNA vaccines, that's some cutting-edge stuff.
It is, but here's what's really inspiring. Her passion for global health equity, it was sparked by a trip to South Africa.
Interesting. So it's like a personal experience fueled her scientific journey.
Exactly. Seeing the inequalities firsthand, it ignited a fire in her.
And that passion led her to RNA vaccines.
Not just any RNA vaccines, she's at the forefront of developing self-amplifying RNA, potentially revolutionizing vaccine delivery.
Okay, now you're speaking my language, self-amplifying. What does that even mean?
Imagine vaccines needing a fraction of the current dosage. That's the potential here.
Now that would be incredible, especially for reaching remote areas.
Exactly. It could change everything. Ready to meet another incredible leader in Canadian science.
Hit me with it. Always eager to hear about more Trailblazers.
Dr. Mona Nimmer, Canada's Chief Science Advisor, she's a real champion for collaboration.
Collaboration, that seems to be a recurring theme with these innovators.
It's crucial. She's all about bringing together those gray cells from academia, government, industry.
She's right, breaking down those silos, that's where the magic happens.
Absolutely. And it's that kind of thinking that leads to solutions for those big global challenges we're facing.
So she's all about the big picture,
Yeah.
tackling those complex issues.
Exactly. And on that note of visionary leadership, let's talk about Dr. Alan Bernstein, the former head honcho at the Canadian Institutes of Health Research.
Oh, I know Dr. Bernstein. A real champion for a holistic approach to health, wasn't he?
Absolutely. He understood that health isn't just about medicine. It's about social factors, economic conditions, the environment, the whole package.
It makes sense. Everything's interconnected.
Exactly. And that's why he pushed for including social sciences and humanities in health research, breaking new ground.
A true visionary, expanding the definition of health research.
Absolutely. Seeing the bigger picture, that was his thing. Ready to meet a scientist who's deeply connected to her roots.
Always. I love hearing about those personal connections to research.
Dr. Terry Lynn Young, her story is fascinating. She's unraveling the mysteries of inherited diseases in Newfoundland.
So it's research with a real personal connection.
Absolutely. She's deeply embedded in the community, tracing those family pedigrees, those massive charts.
You can picture it, those sprawling family trees, generations of information.
Exactly. And through that, she's uncovering genetic markers linked to diseases like colorectal cancer.
That's incredible, using those family histories to improve people's lives.
It's a powerful example of how research can be deeply intertwined with the community it serves. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. Explore the world of engineering ingenuity. People using their skills to, build a better future. In our first story, it really shows you that innovation can come from anywhere. We're talking about Ken Doyle, went from high-rise window washer to leading Tech Access Canada.
Wow, that's quite the journey, from window washer to tech leader. How'd that happen?
It's a real testament to perseverance, He's passionate about empowering small businesses, giving them the tools to innovate.
Small businesses, they're the backbone of the economy, but they often face an uphill battle.
Exactly. And he saw that gap between academia, all that research, and the real world where businesses are trying to make things happen.
So he's bridging that gap, connecting those worlds.
Exactly. Tech Access Canada, that's his baby. providing resources, support, all those things small businesses need to thrive.
That's fantastic. But you mentioned something else about skilled trades training.
Oh yeah, it's something he's really passionate about, making those programs accessible, affordable, because let's face it, we need those skills.
Absolutely. Skilled trades are essential,
Yeah.
but it can be tough for people to get the training they need.
He gets it, he's been there, and now he's making a difference, changing the landscape for the better. Remember Dr. Michael Houghton, the Nobel laureate we talked about earlier?
Yeah, the hepatitis C guy, groundbreaking work.
Well, his story, it's a perfect example of engineering ingenuity, even though it might seem purely scientific at first.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the connection?
Think about it. Identifying the hepatitis C genome, it wasn't just a discovery, it was a feat of engineering at the molecular level.
I see what you're getting at. Manipulating those tiny building blocks of life.
Exactly. Designing and refining those cloning techniques, that's engineering too, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It really highlights how science and engineering are intertwined, working together to solve those big problems.
Absolutely. And in this case, it led to a discovery that's saving countless lives. Pretty remarkable. Ready for a shift in perspective. Let's talk about environmental stewards, people who are challenging us to rethink our relationship with, well, everything.
Okay, I'm all ears. Who's leading the charge in this realm?
First up, Frédéric Bouchard, a philosopher who's not afraid to blur the lines between, well, philosophy, technology, and our responsibility to the planet.
A philosopher thinking about technology and the environment. That's an interesting combination. What's his take?
He's asking those tough questions like, what can we learn from the history of technology? How can we make sure innovation doesn't wreck the planet?
Those are important questions, especially now with technology advancing so rapidly.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
his background in philosophy, it brings this whole other level of thinking to the table, you know?
It's like he's adding a layer of ethical reflection to the conversation about innovation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not just about what we can do, but what we should do, what's sustainable, responsible, the whole package. And speaking of the environment, let's talk about a really unique research facility here in Canada, the Experimental Lakes area.
I've heard of it. Isn't it like a giant outdoor laboratory or something?
Pretty much. 58 pristine lakes in the Ontario wilderness dedicated to environmental research.
Wow, 58 lakes. That's impressive. What kind of research goes on there?
They're looking at everything from acid rain to mercury pollution, how human activity impacts freshwater ecosystems. It's crucial stuff.
Freshwater, that's a vital resource, and it's facing a lot of threats these days.
Exactly. And the research from these lakes, it's informing policies, best practices, not just in Canada, but globally.
So it's like a global resource. Those lakes are providing insights that can help protect freshwater everywhere.
Exactly. And it shows Canada's commitment to environmental research, being a leader on the world stage. Ready for something completely different? We're diving into the world of shaping the future, quantum leaps, and ethical AI. Get ready to have your mind blown.
Quantum physics, AI, ethics, sounds like we're entering the realm of science fiction.
Pretty much. And our first stop on this mind-bending journey is with Graham Pearson, a geologist who made an incredible discovery deep within the Earth.
Okay, I'm hooked. What did he find down there?
Get this, vast reserves of water trapped hundreds of kilometers beneath the surface, way down in the Earth's mantle.
Wait, what? Underground oceans? How is that even possible?
It's a game changer. We're not talking about small pockets of water. We're talking potentially more water than in all the oceans combined.
That's insane. It changes everything we thought we knew about the Earth's interior.
Exactly, and it all came from studying tiny inclusions within diamonds, those diamonds acting like little time capsules from deep within the Earth.
It's amazing what you can learn from a tiny piece of rock.
It just goes to show, sometimes those seemingly insignificant details can lead to huge discoveries. Now from the depths of the Earth, let's journey to outer space, meet Jim Davies, a space robotics whiz who helped build Canadarm.
Canadarm, now that's a name that screams Canadian ingenuity.
Right, that iconic robotic arm on the International Space Station. But here's the thing, Davies didn't stop there. He took that space expertise and applied it to, get this, medicine.
Medicine. Space robots and medicine, that's an unexpected combination.
He helped develop NeuroArm, a surgical robot that operates inside MRI machines. Talk about precision.
That's incredible, taking technology designed for space and using it to improve surgery.
It shows the power of transferring knowledge between fields, finding those unexpected connections. And speaking of incredible Canadians, we can't forget the women who are making waves in STEM.
Absolutely. Representation matters. Who are we highlighting in this field?
Annette Verschuren, talk about a powerhouse. She's a champion for clean energy and a true inspiration.
I know the name, she's a big deal in the business world, but what's her connection to clean energy?
She's been beating the drum for renewable energy for years, advocating for sustainable practices, walking the walk.
So she's using her platform to make a difference. That's leadership.
Exactly. And her journey, it's pretty incredible. From teaching in a one-room schoolhouse to leading Home Depot Canada, she's done it all.
It's inspiring to see someone break down barriers like that, especially in male-dominated fields.
She's a role model for sure. Now get ready to be inspired by a true Canadian icon, Dr. Roberta Bondar, our first female astronaut, and a neurologist to boot.
Dr. Bondar, she's a legend. I remember learning about her in school.
She's an inspiration to generations, proving that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Imagine gazing down at Earth from space, seeing its beauty, its fragility. It had a profound impact on her.
I can only imagine that perspective must change everything.
It fueled her passion for environmental stewardship, becoming a vocal advocate for protecting our planet.
She's using her platform to make a difference. That's incredible.
She's a true role model, proving that science is for everyone. All right, ready to meet an innovator whose journey began amidst the turmoil of the Cultural Revolution.
That's quite a starting point. Tell me more. Who is this individual?
George Zhu, an aerospace engineer with an unwavering dedication to pushing the boundaries of, flight.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's his claim to fame?
He's the mastermind behind the world's first manned stratospheric airship. Picture it, airships gracefully gliding through the stratosphere.
It sounds like something out of a Jules Verne novel, but it's real.
Oh, it's real. And it has the potential to revolutionize transportation, especially to those hard-to-reach places.
Stratospheric airships, that's a game changer. What's the environmental impact like?
That's the beauty of it. Minimal impact, a sustainable alternative to traditional air travel. Zhu's vision is all about pushing the boundaries while respecting the planet.
I love that innovation doesn't have to come at the cost of the environment.
Exactly. It's about finding those harmonious solutions. Okay, get ready for a deep dive into the world of the quantum frontier, where things get a little weird and a lot amazing.
Quantum physics, it's the realm of the mind-boggling. I'm ready to have my reality bent.
Then you're in for a treat. Meet Roger Melko, a quantum physicist at the forefront of quantum computing, a field that's poised to revolutionize, everything.
Quantum computing, it's like the holy grail of computing, isn't it?
Pretty much. It harnesses the bizarre laws of quantum mechanics to solve problems that would take our best computers billions of years.
It's mind-boggling. What kind of problems are we talking about?
Everything from developing life-saving drugs to designing revolutionary new materials, even simulating the universe itself.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's happening right now.
Exactly, and Melko is one of the pioneers developing the algorithms, the techniques that are going to make this quantum future a reality.
It's exciting and a little bit scary. All that power at our fingertips.
That's the thing about innovation, it always comes with responsibility. Speaking of unlocking potential, meet Haley Track, another quantum physicist, but he's illuminating the invisible world of quantum materials.
Quantum materials. Now that sounds intriguing. What's so special about them?
These materials, they have the potential to revolutionize everything from energy storage to computing. Think super efficient batteries, superconductors, the works.
That's incredible, solving those big energy challenges we're facing.
Exactly, and it all comes down to understanding materials at the quantum level, manipulating those tiny particles that make up everything.
It's like we're entering a new era of material science, one where the impossible becomes possible.
In Haley Track, he's leading the charge, uncovering the secrets of these quantum materials. Now let's meet Stephanie Simmons. She's on a mission to bring quantum technology out of the lab and into our lives.
Okay, so from theory to reality, how's she planning to do that?
She's the CEO of Photonic, a company that's building silicon-based quantum devices, paving the way for quantum computers that fit in your pocket, basically.
Quantum computers in our pockets. Now that's a future I can get behind. What would that even look like?
Imagine a world where your phone can solve problems that would take today's supercomputers years to crack. That's the potential of quantum computing.
It's like having a supercomputer in your pocket. The possibilities are endless.
Exactly. And Simmons is at the forefront of making this quantum future a reality. But it's not all about algorithms and circuits. Meet Nicole Younger-Halpern. She's a quantum physicist who also happens to be a fantastic storyteller.
A quantum physicist who tells stories. That's a unique combination. I'm intrigued.
She sees the beauty, the wonder in quantum mechanics and wants to share it with the world, make it accessible, even fun.
Quantum physics can be a little intimidating, so making it relatable, that's important.
Her book, Quantum Steampunk, is a great example. She uses metaphors, humor, even fashion to explain these mind-bending concepts.
It's fantastic when scientists can communicate complex ideas in a way that everyone can understand.
It reminds us that science isn't some cold, sterile field. It's about curiosity, wonder, and ultimately, it's a very human endeavor. And speaking of human endeavors, let's dive into the world of artificial intelligence, shaping tomorrow. Because AI, it's not just about algorithms, it's about the people behind them.
Absolutely. AI is everywhere these days, shaping our world in ways we're only beginning to understand.
And our first stop on this journey into the world of AI is with Geoffrey Hinton, a true pioneer often called the godfather of AI.
Geoffrey Hinton, I know the name. He's a legend in the field. What's his story?
His work on neural networks, deep learning, it laid the foundation for everything we see today. Self-driving cars, facial recognition, you name it.
He's like the architect of the AI revolution. His impact is immeasurable.
Absolutely, but here's the thing. He's not just focused on what AI can do, but what it should do, the ethical considerations.
That's crucial because AI has so much power, we need to be careful how we develop it.
He's been very vocal about those risks, the need for responsible development, making sure AI benefits humanity, not the other way around.
It's a reminder that we're still in control. We get to decide how this technology shapes our future.
Exactly, and it's a future that Yoshua Bengio, another AI pioneer, is actively shaping. His work has been instrumental in the development of deep learning.
Deep learning, that's a hot topic these days. What's Bengio's vision for this technology?
He believes that AI has the potential to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges, like climate change, poverty, disease, you name it.
That's an optimistic outlook, using AI for good.
Exactly. He sees it as a tool to amplify human potential, not replace it, and he's working to make that vision a reality.
It's inspiring to see these pioneers using their expertise to make the world a better place.
Absolutely. And it's a reminder that technology is just a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it. And last but not least, let's meet Raquel Urtasun, a force of nature in the world of AI and self-driving cars.
Self-driving cars, that's one area where AI is poised to revolutionize our lives.
Absolutely, and Urtasun, she's at the forefront, developing cutting-edge algorithms, simulation software, making those cars safer, more efficient.
That's impressive, but she's also an advocate for diversity in tech, isn't she?
Oh yeah, she walks the walk, she mentors countless women in tech, breaking down those barriers, creating opportunities.
That's so important, ensuring that everyone has a seat at the table, shaping the future of technology.
Exactly, because innovation thrives on diverse perspectives, different ways of thinking. Speaking of different ways of thinking, get ready to explore art as a catalyst for change, because innovation isn't just about technology, it's about creativity in all its forms.
Absolutely. Art has the power to challenge, inspire, and spark change in ways that technology often can't.
And our first artist on this journey is Jeremy Dutcher, a Wollastockstick musician who's blending traditional indigenous songs with modern electronic music.
Okay, that sounds really interesting, a fusion of tradition and technology.
It's more than just music. It's about cultural revitalization, preserving those ancestral voices, those stories that have been passed down for generations.
So it's about keeping those traditions alive, sharing them with a wider audience.
Exactly, and his music, it's beautiful, haunting, it transcends language barriers, it speaks to something deep within us.
The power of music.
Yeah.
It can really connect with people on an emotional level.
Absolutely. It reminds us of the richness and diversity of human culture. Now, get ready to experience art that breaks down boundaries, challenges perceptions. Meet Tanya Willard, a Secwepemc artist who's making waves in the art world.
What makes her work so unique? What's she all about?
Her art, it's not meant to be confined within the walls of a gallery. It's integrated into the landscape, forcing us to experience it in a whole new way.
So it's art that's connected to the environment, to the land.
Exactly. She uses natural materials, found objects, and her installations, they invite you to interact with the environment, to see it with fresh eyes.
That's a powerful way to raise awareness about environmental issues, to make people think differently.
Exactly, and it challenges those traditional notions of what art is and where it belongs. Now, let's dive into the world of literature with M.G. Vasanji, an author who's captivating readers with his words and his unique perspective.
I'm always up for a good book. What's special about Vasanji's writing?
His stories, they weave together cultures, exploring themes of identity, belonging, the immigrant experience. It's powerful stuff.
So it's about those universal human experiences, finding your place in the world.
Exactly. And he writes with such empathy, such insight. He has this ability to transport readers to different worlds, to make them feel seen, understood.
That's the power of storytelling, building bridges between cultures, fostering understanding.
And beyond his own writing, Masanji's a champion for underrepresented voices. He co-founded the Toronto South Asian Review, a literary magazine that gives a platform to writers from diverse backgrounds.
That's incredible, creating space for those voices to be heard, to share their stories with a wider audience.
He's a true advocate for diversity in literature, and his work is making the literary landscape a richer, more inclusive place. Now, prepare to be inspired by a story of transformation and finding your artistic voice later in life. Meet S. Gordon.
Okay, a late bloomer in the art world. I'm intrigued. What's his story?
He spent years in the world of finance, but then he took a leap of faith and embraced his passion for art, and it's fascinating stuff.
That's brave, leaving a stable career to pursue your passion. What kind of art does he create?
He's known for his collaborative art making, often inspired by music. It's a really dynamic and engaging experience, very in the moment.
That's just not just about creating art, it's about the process, the energy, the collaboration.
Exactly. He blurs those lines between artist and audience, inviting everyone to be part of the creative process.
That's a powerful way to break down barriers, to create a shared experience that brings people together.
And last but not least, let's meet Tina Fedeschi and Margaret Maria, two women who are changing the lives of young people through the power of music.
Music is such a powerful tool. What inspired them to use it in this way?
They were inspired by El Sistema, that famous music program in Venezuela, and decided to bring that model to Toronto, founding Sistema Toronto.
Sistema. It's not just about teaching music, it's about empowering kids.
Right, exactly. It's about building confidence, fostering teamwork, giving these kids the tools they need to succeed in life, not just in music.
It's a testament to the transformative power of music, how it can bring people together, create community, and inspire hope.
It's been an incredible journey exploring the world of New W Canadians who innovate. These incredible minds, from scientists and entrepreneurs to artists and activists, they're all making their mark on the world.
It's inspiring to see such a diverse range of talent, all driven by this passion to make a difference.
It gives me hope for the future, knowing that these innovators are out there, pushing boundaries, challenging conventions, and inspiring the rest of us to do the same.
It makes you wonder, what impact will each of us have on the world? What contributions will we make?
What will your legacy be?